All right, back at 10:14 this morning, another round of Lights, Camera-McCarthy and a look at one of the most anticipated films of the year.
That's right. We're talking about Furiosa, a Mad Max Saga. Kev, we know that you've been looking forward to this, especially.
100%.
Yeah, how do you feel about it?
I mean, I'm very excited. So Furiosa is a prequel to Mad Max Fury Road. George Miller, who directed the original Mad Max films in the 80s, has now taken on these films and created a bigger universe. I think we have some trailer for Furiosa, but this is one of the more intense action films you'll see this year because of the way it's styled. It's very unique. Basically, Furiosa is a prequel to the leading in of the character of Charlize Theron played in Mad Max Fury Road about 10 years ago. That movie was nominated for 10 Oscars, including Best Picture. It won 6 Oscars the night of the 2016 Academy Awards, the most Oscars of any film. And so they were like, you know what? 9 or 10 years later, let's do a prequel. Let's really give some more emotional depth to the Charlize Theron character that we saw in Mad Max Fury Road. So Anya Taylor-Joy has now taken the helm of this character. You know her from Queen's Gambit and so many more. An incredibly talented actor. That's Chris Hemsworth right there. If you can't recognize him, looks very different in this film. He plays the villain in the movie as well. So I spoke to Anya Taylor-Joy and Chris Hemsworth out in LA about 2 weeks ago. This is a great conversation, some really interesting insight into the performances, and I just really love their energy in this interview. Take a look at my part 1 of Anya Taylor-Joy and Chris Hemsworth for Furiosa, a Mad Max Saga.
Never thought I'd see a chariot with motorcycles. That was the most insane thing I've ever seen. Kevin McCarthy, Washington, D.C. One of the themes that I love about this particular film and Fury Road as well is this idea of limitations and abundance. And the idea of the creativity that you can do with limitations. Because if you're limited to something, you find creative processes to build things.
You become resourceful.
Yeah. So as actors, what does that mean to you in the idea of the abundance of resources you may have as actors, but then the limitations creating creativity?
Ooh, that's really interesting, actually. I think... from my personal experience on this film, I had a lot of limitations put on me, and I think it was actually really interesting to see what you could do with just your eyes, without dialogue, without moving the rest of your face, like just trying to like communicate, beam through these. So I hope it works, but it was definitely an interesting challenge. I think in the hands of anybody else, it could have gone disastrously wrong, but when it's George Miller and it's a Mad Max movie, that's when you jump.
I've always been interested to ask actors about their emotional relationship to the score that they finally see their performance set to. And like Tom's score is obviously brilliant, and it was a leading character in Fury Road. It's a leading character here. But as actors, you're on set, you do your work, the film gets finished, the music then hits, and it brings to life more things about your performance that maybe weren't there or were there. And I'm just curious, as actors, when you see your performance set to score, what's the emotional relationship you have with that?
I don't know you, but I find it's one of the most terrifying things watching a film in the early stages before the score has been put in. And see the temp music.
And you're usually alone in a room. It's only you watching it, and you're like, this does not feel good.
The sort of the amount of additional emotion and impact that the score has is kind of the unsung hero in a way. Like, I don't think I ever had or paid any attention to it before working in the industry that, wow, the soundtrack, the score lifts everything up.
Absolutely. I've always wanted to do at least one film where all the music is pre-decided so I can know what it is. Because music has such a... I think with my background as a dancer, I see scenes as if it's a dance. And so if I could hear the music that was going on, not just inside my own head, but that everybody else would be listening to, I think that would be a really fun experience.
I think Ridley Scott does that, where he'll play music. Yes. I'm not sure if it's the actual song in the film, but he'll play it over a battle sequence.
That's pretty cool.
I'm like, that kind of would help a lot.
Yeah.
I'd probably start moving in slow motion.
Instead, it's just all of us being like, ah.
I always find that to be an interesting topic because when actors are making movies, the music isn't there.
Right.
And then when you add these famous pieces of music, like if I say this, if I go dun-dun, 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 what is that from?
Jaws.
Okay.
I knew it. Go me.
So that's why I asked that question. That is one of the most iconic pieces of music ever. That is then added later into the film.
Right.
It then becomes the atmosphere of what you're experiencing. So what they're kind of saying is when we're making these movies, we're kind of in a void and we don't know what the music is going to be. And Mad Max Fury Road and then this movie, Furiosa, are scored by a guy named Tom Holkenborg. And the music is part of the experience, but it enhances it so much. And since she has no or very little dialogue in the film, it's all driven through her eyes and music. But what they're talking about is when they go to early screenings of their movies to see how the footage is coming together, there's either no music there and it just feels weird. And so I think, you know, your answer to the Jaws thing just now is exactly what I'm trying to get across to the audience here is like, we don't think about it sometimes, but it changes everything. Think about the Halloween.
I had no idea that that was the case. I mean, that's a great insight into that and a great question.
I mean, think about Halloween. Dun, 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 dun. That's just John Carpenter, like on the bongos, essentially, whatever, coming up with that piece of music that has now become the most iconic horror theme music of all time. So, all right. Very cool stuff. Thank you guys. I love the Jaws answer. Furiosa, a Mad Max Saga is in theaters this Friday. We'll have more from Chris and Anya coming up later this week, including director George Miller as well. Stay tuned.
Awesome. Looking forward to it.
Thank you guys. Good to see you guys this morning.
Oh, it's good to see you too, Kev.